And we're catching up with the rest of the series. It is going to be Overpass for our second map. First one, a nuke going the way of Arctic. They've proven already they are closers, but now this Furious is time to strike back. Talking about striking back, though, it is a refrag on the side. Furious. No clear pathway in. They are waiting still for Arctic to make their way to them. Interestingly enough. Ninjas are going to be posted up on water. Hunter just slowly but surely trying to gain a little bit of space. He will be the first one to come into contact here. Just a few seconds. I think he was waiting for them to pass him by, but he's going to give the game away. And of course, the flank from ABM was right there. Not out of the woods yet. Short tries to make it out alive, but is not going to be successful in doing so. This is looking like a situation in which Arctic are definitely not going to come out on top. Especially not now that Ninjas has been dealt with. And it's all left to Malby. Brazilian boys couldn't make it happen on their pistol round, and now International Squad Furious Gaming are up to a nice start for themselves. However, it is not all about that. We've talked about it many a times already. It is, of course, about making the most out of this early game, but overall, making sure if you're Furious that this T side goes as smooth as possible. In as smooth a fashion as possible, just minimal losses. We've seen how effective they can play under a T cell. Going to bet Overpass is not going to be much different in that regard. That may be something that Furious Gaming are looking to take into account here. This is low push on the part of Furious, and they will end up opening things up. The first frag onto short. Hunter just going to be waiting on the other side. Not much left for him. Oh, Case with a huge frag right there. Gonna turn around to provide some support. Malby finds one already. Numbers are going the way of Arctic. And look at Case. Oh my god. They shut that A push. Sorry, they shut that push completely. Absolutely demolished that one. Andrew didn't have much left. Not much left in the tank right there. So yeah, that 8 push getting completely shut off. I mean, the way in which they were able to work, even from an early deficit, let's not forget, just some very, very nice shooting. It is an immediate answer back from Arctic. Not only that, but they already are sporting a couple of AKs. Thanks to their opponent's efforts, of course. Oof, Ninjas was looking to clean up house. It's a fighting 2, and Punter finds a third one. This is why water is so important there. Last little cleanup. Malby was not gonna let Case work on his own. And even if Ninjas ends up being a lamb of sacrifice here, Arctic, they steal the lead away. They steal the momentum away. It was being looked to potentially be set up. by Furious Gaming. Early pick by Case. Perfect flash, gonna work in their favor. Pulls out the deagle. What a reaction there from Case. 4 frags to his name. Whether it be AK or the deagle, it doesn't matter for him. He's ready to play in that situation. Case now going to be investing on that AWP. The weapon of his preference. And after a bit of support comes through, look at the man go. Absolutely cleaning up. Of course, he was not alone. He definitely had the backup, the right amount of backup at the ready for himself. Once again, it is about the teamwork, making things happen here. Furious have attempted approaching A. It didn't really go their way. This util, though, they may try for a different approach. So let's see how they set up for this one. Seems like they are rather committed this time around. I'm going to make it out immediately so. Not able to outrun the molly. Meaning that no water control for them earlier on. Laser going to have to wait until the smoke dwindles away. Hunter going to take quite a few bullets. Is still there hanging on for his team. Malby. Just waiting on the outside monster. See if Tommy decides to take the challenge head on. Doesn't look like it. Not for the time being, at the very least. EBM gonna provide some support. And as the trades come by, position is still in the favor of Arctic. Wise from Kaiser to back up. Gonna avoid the damage, and that could prove to be the difference. As they are trying to make their way into B. Gonna let that magazine get a little bit drier. They're gonna be waiting to the other side. Malby, he was ready for the approach from the tunnel. That monster wasn't very hungry. Nobody making it in there. ABM. Gonna get flashed, but look at this. Play from Malby. Try and make it all the way around. ABM. Gonna be the last player standing, and Punter definitely does have a chance to challenge him. He's just playing distraction. Buying enough time for Malby to perhaps swoop back in, but at the end of the day, it was all about a game of time against the clock, of course. Heroes are unable to get that bomb planted, and the round is gonna end up going to Arctic yet again. Furious looking to change the tides. ABM gonna be the main culprit here. I'll be though. Still waiting towards the other side of Squeaky. Not gonna commit. I mean, it may be easier for the CTs to start things off, but once numbers are looking to be turned around, then things can really get interesting here. I'll be still gonna get a position. The bomb is not yet on the move, and wisely so. Trying to not get called out, as any little bit of info could result into Arctic coming back into this round. Malby is on a long chase right there. Furious are cleaning up sight. He tries to pre-fire. Ninjas, though, doesn't catch anybody under retreat. It is going to be Andrew who catches Malby. In a 1-on-3. Well, if Ninjas by enough time, he's going to win yet another one. And Furious just in the nick of time. They end up getting that. They were nowhere near their bomb, meaning that they pretty much had to commit to going for that frag. But they end up getting it. Imagine if Ninjas clutches that one out. Well, it'd be the stuff of legends. But it's really not going to happen. Furious finally getting out of their slump. Took them quite a while to get there, but perhaps not long enough there for Arctic to really establish themselves in a super comfy lead. It's not like 2 is too bad for them. And we've seen how Furious, for the most part, are able to keep up on the first half. Oh, Short almost turning around. Managed to flick back in time. Oh, second W right there. Make 2 for Short, 1 for Ninjas. And the exit of water is being watched there by Malby. And the man himself, Malby, reacting super fast to the approach from ABM. He is also gonna call out Tommy. In just a few seconds, he's about to run out of time because Case is on his case. Tries to shoot through. Great awareness there from Tommy. Managing to navigate this situation as well as he could. Just positional awareness, however. It was a very overwhelming situation for him to try and come out on top of. Or even harmed, for that matter. I don't think that there was really much of a chance for him to end up surviving that round. Even if he does manage to cheat death at the beginning and call out the approach on the other side, it was just not enough. Furious once more. But I tried to make the most out of this tactical pause. And bring a different energy. This 8th round. It would be a much appreciated change on their part. Their approaches really have not been working out as well. It is going to be the early setup of the smoke right there. And of course they would. Nobody making it through. Malby already on position. ABM going to have to wait for the molly. So no water control for them just yet. Great preemptive setup on the part of Arctic. Managing to cluster up what's left of Furious. Malby knows that the approach is coming from Monster as well. Not going to get a chance, though, as Laser gets 2 frags for himself. Nice spray from Punter. Ends up falling, though. What a nade right there. Oh, my God. The perfect nade from Case. Finishing off Laser, and what was getting a little bit dicier there for Arctic. It ends up going their way. With just a little bit of style points on top. There's plenty of rounds to go here. Not only for this half, but for the entirety of this map. And Arctic looking to do exactly the same that they almost managed to do in their first half of Nuke, which was dominate the beginning and then try to keep Furious contained. Furious, though, were having none of that, and even if they trailed behind by quite a bit, still managed to answer back and make that first half look very, very competitive. I'll be gonna let rip. He was expecting the rest of the approach. Nobody and toxic, though, luckily there for Arctic. Moby will get overwhelmed at the very end, though. This one should be going home here if you're Furious. There's little left to do here for Arctic, but to watch. This time vanishes in front of their eyes. Like I told you, Arctic not get too comfy. Not get complacent there. Furious. They managed to get that very, very clean round, saving their economy from falling into that same death trap that it did earlier. It is not Nuke anymore, though. First frag is probably going to determine a lot due to the configuration of the approach, especially given the fact that Andrew is not going to be anywhere near the rest of the forces. Of course, neither is Punter. The fact of the matter is that clustering up here could prove a little bit more effective on the side of Furious if done correctly. Andrew, though, nobody's going to stop him yet. However, he's en route. He's in a collision course with Punter. That is about to come through in just a few seconds. Punter comes out on top of that situation. And so even if he doesn't quite have the heaviest of backups, that is going to make this approach tougher for the T's. Punter missing time at first, but managing to turn around ABM. Losing full on that battle. Well, this has turned into close to unsurmountable territory here for Furious. I think they're looking to enjoy what's left of this clock alive and kicking. Nobody's even got to approach them. Like, they know, like, both sides are in lockdown. Arctic are not going to give their position away. Nobody's going to get too overzealous. Even if it's rather uneventful. Even if not everybody ends up falling, Arctic will still claim that round, no problem. But the W for them, not the fashion in which they do it. Furious, of course, can you really blame them for saving whatever resources they had left? I think you really cannot. Beautiful from Case. Good repeat success, even if it's not on cam. Andrew gonna be the last hope here. For an exit frag, that is, because I don't think there's any way that Furious actually end up claiming this round. Arctic, their CT, much like their T-Young Nuke, is looking very, very solid. The Furious have the secret formula, though, to try and chip away at some of that and bring some of their own consistency into the game. Furious knows Louches, after all. They managed to get their first W on this group stage. Arctic, they are proving to be too much for this time being, for the time being. And for this time around, well, they already got a map for themselves. It is not like Furious cannot bounce back, though. I'm maybe talking a little bit ahead of myself. But the mostly Argentinian squad, I'm sure they can still get something going. It is going to require them to start getting those frags, though. It's been already 2 times in which Arctic really don't lose much. And there it is, yet another tactical pause on the side of Furious. And a very appreciated one at that. Judging by how the first time that they re-strategized, it didn't really work out in their favor. I mean, Captain Obvious here, but 8-3. Something else has to change, and well, Furious are looking to find an answer to that in this extra seconds that they're gathering for themselves. Even if they cannot catch up in the first 15, they can still close in the distance. And make this a much more exciting game. Early Util gonna fly into Monster as per usual. Nothing covering water there, so they just have a free way in. Molly onto Toxic Bud. Look at Malby, he was ready with the smoke. Nice for about to get crossfire. Oh, that Molly. Could have been huge from Tommy. But could have been huge. Or the reactions from Arctic are not slowing down. They may be icy, but they are not getting frozen. Look at Andrew go. Oh my god. That was very, very dangerous right there. Case almost losing his life right there. Here is managed to make that one a very, very interesting ending. However, one that was nonetheless very favored for Arctic Brazil. The rush works out here for Furious, or has been working out. They're not out of the woods yet. Thornton Punter can still cause some damage. Leave that only to Punter in case, though. They need the right angle, though. ABM gonna end up falling. Tommy, what can you do? Winter is at death's door. Case is gonna try to lead the charge. So they're splitting responsibilities here. Hunter gonna get to hear that one. And he just taps him in the head for an easy defuse. Hunter knew what he was doing. Just one more round. Well, just a couple more rounds to go here. one more round before we reach that 15-1. Have still play 2 more. Arctic, though, they managed to silence the play here from Furious' side. And it is double digits already here for side of Arctic. If they finish up as strong as they have been so far. Oh, nice there. Look at that. Gonna allow Malby the opportunity to move in a little bit faster in case anybody decided to make it into water. He's gonna retreat back. He did have the right idea, but no reason to play that up close and personal. That exposed. We're gonna be setting up with the AWP to smoke. Gonna provide a little bit of distraction as look at Furious make the rotation. And they're trying to provide a little bit of extra time for his team. But as things are quieting down, I think they still have to be ready. Ninja's gonna be the first one to get to take a look at that. The smoke. Save him a little bit of extra time. He cannot move forward due to the molly. Short does end up catching Andrew. And look at this position from Malby, though. Ooh, he manages to correct the path right there. Turns that into a double. Even getting some assistance on the other side. Kaiser, surrounded by 3 players right here. The bomb is out of reach for himself. Kaiser, best outcome here is that he gets a frag right away. And then runs away with his life in that AWP. He manages to get one. But they're not going to forgive him for what he's done so far. And Arctic Brazil be starting to set up their end game right here. Next pistol round going to be an absolutely crucial ordeal for Furious, judging by how things are going. If they want to make it back, Arctic looking to make this one a very, very fast series. They were like, okay, we started a little bit late, but we are making up for it. Arctic definitely knows Louches. They have nothing to prove here. Ooh, Case though. Missing what for him could perhaps been a much simpler shot. Short finally ends up giving the game away with the smoke as to not lose his life. Ooh. Tommy was ready for him. It is still 4-on-4. Health-wise, numbers are in favor of Furious. 1 minute left for us here. 1 minute for us to find out if Furious can close the gap just a tiny bit more for the break. Kaiser not with an AWP in hand, but it doesn't matter to him. With this from Punter though, getting a frag, all left Case. And it's looking like Furious are at least gonna make it into 4 rounds before our side switch. Gonna find tooth and nail for it. And with that, we are going to a break. We'll be right back. Like I said, paramount here for Furious to get this pistol round. And it's not looking like a great start here. Arctic to put the final nail in the coffin. They could get as much as 3 or maybe even 4 rounds from this one. Pretty much guaranteeing themselves the overtime or just coming really, really close to it. Furious, I think they know the importance of the next few frags. Look at that, the patience from ABM. Not going to give the game away. He knows they're moving in forward. Look at him just patiently waiting for a short to make his move. Hayes decides to get very, very aggressive there. They provide some backup. Nobody gonna come in the aid of ABM in time. That is gonna leave Andrew on a 1-on-2. He is gonna catch Case there. Who was just goofing around. And he's left punter here, but he is gonna end up losing. Andrew clutches up their Furious Gaming. They will catch a break right there. I cannot but think that it was a bit of a gift on Arctic's part. Due to how things were going at the very end. Look at Case go, but nonetheless, gift or not, Andrew clutching up. Nobody can take that away from him. And now, well, this is going to buy a little bit of extra time for Furious to try and catch up. Should be a fairly easy one here for Furious to close out. Not like they are out of the woods yet. Kaiser about to get overwhelmed. Ninjas. And he's a miracle worker. Look at the man go. Look at Arctic execute right there. Oh my lord. These guys are crazy. ABM to the left, the last player left standing, and he is in no position to fight versus 3 players at the same time. ABM is going to get the first point of contact there on Case. The smoke doesn't pop out in time. And even if the bullets are not going to be clearing a pathway through that smoke, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter there for Arctic. That little bit of extra joy for Furious gets cut off from the root. Still a 7-round difference. Mind you, it was an eco round, but Arctic are able to do so much with it. Ninjas clearing up house, and they have made it in. Andrew. At least he's not going to get burned to a crisp. He's gained some terrain right here, and Furious are in full save mode now. They don't want to have to do anything with this bomb site. They really don't want to be nearby, just trying to survive. And I don't think that Arctic want to get too overzealous either. They know what's waiting for them on the other side. And even if nobody is going to end up dying from this round, pretty much clean in the frag department. It is still a very heavy 13. And that is going to continue to weigh on Furious Gaming's consciousness. At least in game, that is. 3 more and Arctic closed out this in 2-0 fashion. 16-11 was the first map. on their opponent's pick. They are looking to put an end to this series. Make it into a 2-0 record and then bring us the next one, they say. Not like the road is gonna get any easier from here on out. Ooh. Perfect bait out there. Here's getting a little too overzealous. Kaiser trying to bait out with movement, but that is a brutal round here from Arctic. If you're furious, well, what can you take away from this? At this point, the problem is that Arctic can pretty much trade back and forth, and they do have to wall it to do so. Even if they end up somehow losing a disadvantageous position. Losing a bit to a disadvantageous position on the part of Furious, that is. They're not looking too shabby. Not too bad, Arctic. Definitely set themselves up for success, and it's looking like a repeat of what they did on Nuke, which is just put the right pieces, just prepare the pieces to be set into motion at just the right time. This could be the last stand here for Furious. Lacer. Hiding by the bench. He's going to get himself 2 frags. Almost turning that into 3. Lacer becoming the PR resistance there for Furious. It is not like this has a guarantee for them still. Look at the awareness here from Ninjas. He can't take the challenge though, and look at Kaiser close things out right there. And they avoid a certain doom, but they quite a ways to go if they want to catch up. It all started there by that play by Lacer. Dealing so much damage, getting a couple of frags, just doing as much as he could. Punishing Arctic for trying to get a little too aggressive. They say it's defense that wins games. Let's see what Furious have for us. Let's not forget, like I said, like, even if Furious get that round, it's not like Arctic are going to be out of it. It's just buying Furious a little bit of extra time because of how the economy situation was going on the side of Arctic Brazil. ABM. They definitely try and check that one out. Ooh, perfect. Little turnaround on his part. All that's left is for him to get the frag with Malby. Was a bit more prepared in that situation. And if those duels, and costing them so much. Short sacrifices a little bit of health, but Andrew is going to be out of there as well. 3 players left on the part of Furious Gaming. "45 seconds here for Arctic to make their move. And with Tommy cutting their numbers a little bit shorter. Well, this is just getting interesting here. Especially due to that angle from Kaiser perfectly catching Pointer out. That is going to force an A approach here. Malby has to win yet another duel. He waits around. Waits around a second time, of course. Look at the presence of mind of this man, however. Look at Lacer and Kaiser work in tandem right there. Furious Gaming They are not ready to give up just yet, even if Arctic continue to double their count on their score. Kaiser, after so long, he's going to get a chance to play with an AWP. Malby not going to go for the wall bang. Not even going to attempt it. Incendiary, let's rip right there. The traits come through ABM. Ends up getting a single frag before bowing out. With this aggressive play here. Punter winning a very crucial, very crucial duel. Short. Making himself disappear in front of the enemy. Kaiser doesn't really have a clear sight in. The bomb is already planted. It is Kaiser and Laser yet again. And they make the difference though. Here, Short on a one-on-one versus Kaiser. And he is going to end up winning that one 15-7. One final step to take if you're Arctic Brazil. Here's Gaming. You're going to have to take this to the full 30. And beyond, actually. Overtime is going to be their only way out of this. In Arctic, I'm willing to bet they're going to do everything in their power to avoid falling into that specific situation. They are very favored to get this map out of the way. Ninja's going to get traded out, though. That is very crucial for Furious. Laser trying to gain some terrain, but he is about to run into Short. Short also has some backup, let's not forget. The molly's been set up. The flank can still come through. Laser misses the shot, though, and Short is going to punish him for it. That could have been so huge. That could have turned things around. Gonna get some support right there. Malby getting one, and then Pointer closing out Tommy. Last bastion of hope right here. This is all but done. It seems like Arctic are gonna go up 2-0 in record unless a miracle happens here. And Tom, he is not the best equipped to do so. 30 seconds left on the clock. Tom has to commit to his position. And it is just enough time for Arctic to make their move. Wisely, though, Tom elects to move around. But Case is going to shut him down, and that is all she wrote. 16-7 goes the victory on the side of Arctic Brazil. Furious Gaming, they're not able to close it out, but they are not out of competition yet. They are going to go into the next round of this group stage with a 1-on-1 record, which is literally not too bad or too good either way. It just means that they are going to have